And from body language, you didn't exactly get the vibe that Clark was in love with Christie Sides.
Feels like a really, really good junior high basketball coach. I just think that's where she is.
So Christie Sides just got fired by the Indiana Fever.
Remember that coach in high school who always made the worst decisions? The one who'd bench the star player for no reason? Well, the Indiana Fever just fired their version of that coach. Christie Sides is out, and it's messier than a locker room after a championship game. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. I've seen some wild coaching stories, but this one takes the cake. Imagine having Caitlin Clark on your team and still finding a way to get fired. That's what Sides did, and we're going to break down every painful, cringe-worthy moment that led to her exit. Caitlin Clark's rookie season with the Indiana Fever. Total disaster from the start. You'd think having the most hyped college player in years would guarantee some wins, but nope. The Fever came out of the gate stumbling like they'd forgotten how to play basketball. Clark joins the team, and everyone's thinking championship. Fans are losing their minds. Merch is flying off the shelves, and the hype train is at full speed. But then the games start, and it's like watching a car crash in slow motion. The Fever lose 8 of their first 9 games. 8. That's not just bad, that's historically awful. Here's the crazy part. Clark's actually balling out. She's dropping 20 points a game, dishing assists like a seasoned pro, and grabbing rebounds left and right. But the team? They're getting crushed night after night. It's like Clark's playing 1-on-5 out there. So what's going on? We dug into the stats, and let me tell you, it's wild.
Maybe she could, I'm sure, coach at a lower level, a smaller high school, 2 or 3A maybe, but you get my point.
Guys, it happened! It happened! Lads, the Indiana Fever have fired Christie Sides. It's about damn time.
Clark's usage rate is through the roof. She's touching the ball on almost every possession, but the team's success rate? It's in the basement. It's like the more Clark does, the worse the team performs. That doesn't make any sense, right? Things are getting tense in Indiana. The fans are freaking out, the media's having a field day, and you can bet the front office is sweating bullets. And then the rumors start. Is Coach Sides on the hot seat? Is she the right person to lead this team? People are whispering that she can't handle a superstar like Clark. Just when you think it can't get any crazier, Clark drops a bomb in a post-game interview. She says, "We're all trying to figure it out. Coach Sides has a plan, but it's taken time to click." That's PR speak for, "We have no idea what we're doing out there." You can see the frustration on Clark's face. She's trying to be diplomatic, but it's clear something's got to give. But hold on to your seats, because this roller coaster is about to take another wild turn. Just when everyone's writing off the Fever, just when it looks like Clark's rookie season is going to be a total bust, something changes. The team starts winning? Yeah, you heard that right. It's like they flipped a switch or made a deal with the basketball gods. Suddenly, the Fever are on fire. They're stringing together wins, climbing up the standings, and looking like a completely different team. Clark's still putting up insane numbers, but now her teammates are stepping up too. It's like they finally remembered how to play. But here's the thing. Even with this turnaround, something still feels off. Coach Sides is making some weird decisions. Bizarre substitutions. Timeouts at the worst moments. Plays that make no sense. It's like she's trying to sabotage her own success. The team's winning, but it's in spite of her, not because of her. You think winning solves everything? Think again. The Fever are racking up W's, but behind the scenes, it's absolute chaos. Imagine your coach benching you right when you're about to drop 40. That's the kind of nonsense Clark and the team are dealing with. It's like Coach Sides is playing 4D chess, but the game is checkers. The Fever's turnaround is nothing short of miraculous.
I mean, it felt like they were winning in spite of her. Like they were having to play the opposing team and their own coach at times.
Christie Sides just wasn't ready. She was out of her depth, and she did not deserve to keep her job going into next year.
They go from being the laughingstock of the league to playoff contenders, winning 19 of their next 31 games. It's like they've been hit by lightning, and suddenly everyone remembers how to play basketball. Clark's still putting up insane numbers, but now her teammates are stepping up too. The fans are going wild, and for a hot minute, it looks like this might be the greatest comeback story in WNBA history. But hold up, because this fairy tale's about to turn into a horror show. Coach Sides starts making decisions so bizarre, you'd think she's trying to throw games. We're talking substitutions that make absolutely no sense. Picture this: Clark's on fire, dropping threes like they're going out of style. What does Sides do? Benches her in the fourth quarter of a close game. It's like she's allergic to winning or something. And don't even get me started on the timeouts. Sides is calling them at the worst possible moments, killing any momentum the team builds up. It's like watching someone try to put out a fire with gasoline. The players are looking confused, the fans are losing their minds, and you can practically see the steam coming out of Clark's ears. Let's break down one of these head scratchers. Late in a crucial game, the Fever are up by 2 with 30 seconds left. The other team's got the ball. What's the obvious move? Lock down on defense, right? Nope. Sides calls a timeout and draws up some convoluted offensive play for when they get the ball back, if they get the ball back. Spoiler alert, they don't. The other team scores, goes on a run, and the Fever lose. It's coaching malpractice, plain and simple. As the playoffs approach, the tension between Sides and Clark is so thick you could cut it with a knife.
This year there was a 21-0 run, something ridiculous by an opposing team, and she failed to call a timeout.
Was she good at making, seeing what the other teams were doing and game planning for that? No.
It's clear there's a power struggle going on. Clark's trying to lead on the court, but Sides is undermining her at every turn. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You know it's going to end badly, but you can't look away. And then it happens. The Fever make the playoffs by the skin of their teeth, but it's short-lived. They get bounced in the first round, and it's not even close. The team looks disorganized, frustrated, and completely out of sync. It's like all the progress they made during the season just evaporated overnight. You can guess what happens next. Sides is out faster than you can say, "You're fired." The front office doesn't even wait for the dust to settle. They're talking about needing a change to maximize the team's talent and pursue championship aspirations. It's PR speak for we messed up hiring her in the first place. But here's the kicker. Firing Sides might not even be the craziest part of this whole saga. The real question is, what happens next? Because let me tell you, this story is far from over. So, the Fever just pulled the plug on Sides, but was it the right call? I mean, yeah, things were messy, but now they're back to square one. Here's the thing. Clark's barely scratched the surface of her potential. She needs a coach who can unleash her full power, not hold her back. Word on the street is Stephanie White might be in the mix. She's got history with the Fever and knows how to develop young talent. Plus, she led them to the playoffs back in 2016.
Nonsensical substitutions at all the wrong times, benchings, leaving Caitlin Clark on the bench too long, playing shoddy defense.
Christie Sides is not the right fit for her at head coach, then Christie Sides is not going to be the head coach going forward. And someone that she approves of is.
That's the kind of experience you need when you've got a superstar like Clark on your hands. One thing's for sure, the WNBA's never seen drama like this before. It's like a soap opera, but with more three-pointers. Whatever happens next, you can bet it's going to be wild.